Well, it's good afternoon from me, and g'day to all. My name is George, here with today's episode of Message of Hope. Mm. Okay, I want to tell you about a world record that actually initially made me laugh, and then made me feel like a complete idiot after I watched the video. A man named David Rush recently set a Guinness World Record, and he did it for keeping 5 balloons in the air simultaneously, all by himself, of course. And he did it for 1 minute and 14 seconds. Yeah, you betcha. When I first read that, I genuinely laughed at that story. I thought, hey, how hard can it be? Just 5 balloons. You're a grown up, a little bit over a minute. Like I said, then I watched the video. And here's what Davis said about it afterwards. He said, unlike juggling balls, which follow predictable paths, balloons are rather chaotic because they drift and they collide, and they move behind you in ways that make tracking all 5 at once seems nearly impossible. And it took him 17 attempts at his local YMCA just to reach the 1 minute mark. Did you hear that? 17 attempts, not 5, not 1, not even 10, 17 for all 5 balloons. Hey, maybe you should try to challenge yourself and let me know in a comment on how you went. It'll be interesting to see how you go. Of course, I had egg on my face, didn't I? And I had a thought that I wasn't quite expecting. By the way, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for all those people who's been watching. I really appreciate the comments. So like this video and share it too. All right. Now, because I know exactly what it feels like to be juggling things that won't behave the way you planned. I suspect you felt the same way too, many times. So case in point, I'm at an aged care centre. That's where I worked. I was preparing the breakfast trolley for the morning round. Now, my mind was already in 5 places at once, perhaps even more. Like, were the loaves of bread ready? Had I picked the milk and juice? Were the snacks sorted for the residents who needed them? Yeah, you can imagine a dozen small things all demanding attention simultaneously. My head chef had stacked 3 large trays of croissants on a trolley, one on top of the other, like a Lego set, almost, and asked me to distribute them across 3 other trolleys going to the floors. Yeah, face value, it's simple enough task, isn't it? Except the trolley wheel caught a small groove in the floor. And of course, I pulled it hard. Oh boy, what a mistake. You can't reverse it. The top tray went first, and the entire batch in that top tray hit the floor. Yikes! Thankfully, the 2 other trays remain on the trolley. Yes, I'm going to tell you, the embarrassment was instant, as well as the shock. And underneath it, something worse. The dread of what the rest of the day was going to feel like. Because that thing was going to impact me, right? I was prepared to be yelled at, and honestly, I would have understood it if my boss did it. Yeah, the head chef was my boss. Okay. Anyway, when it dropped, she looked at me. I didn't even dare look at her face for more than a second. Don't worry, she said, and she went and warmed another batch. I stood there genuinely stunned because when you're already juggling everything and something hits the floor, that's not always how those moments go. And here's what I haven't been able to stop thinking about that morning. The chaos didn't come from the trolley, did it? I'm telling you now, it didn't. It didn't come from the groove in the floor. It came from the fact that I hadn't stopped, not once before I started moving. The juggling created an accident, and your version of that groove is probably not in the kitchen. It might be in your finances, because that's what we're talking about on this channel. Because here is the thing nobody says plainly enough. Financial decisions made in motion, which is reactive, it's anxious, it leaves you distracted. I'm sure there'll be more than five things demanding your attention at once. It carries a specific risk that decisions made from stillness simply don't. The balloon drifts the moment you stop tracking it. That's what Mr. Rush said. And a budget does the same. A financial commitment made without clarity, oh boy, has a way of ending up on the floor. So are you actually tracking all 5 or 7 or even 3? Are you just hoping none of them drift behind you? Let's take a closer look at Psalm 46, verse 10. Some commentators said this passage was originally God speaking to nations in the middle of war and upheaval. But hear what he says, because the instruction reaches further than any battlefield, I feel. One simple line, be still and know that I am God. You've probably heard it many, many times. So I'll give you my thought. Okay? Be still and know that I'm God. It didn't say be efficient and know that I'm God. Oh, no, it didn't say that. Or be across everything simultaneously and know that I'm God. No, it asks you to be still. And that's not an instruction towards inaction either. Yeah, the end in Proverbs, the end in Proverbs, prepare carefully for winter. We've read in Genesis, Joseph stored grain through 7 years of abundance. But before the plan and before any of the decision, there is the pause. There has to be. The moment where you stop pulling the trolley and look at where the wheels are going. I should have done the pause. Now, I made a financial investment not long ago. Actually, more than 10 years ago. I won't tell you what the product was, but before I committed, I brought it to God and asked for peace, which was important to me. And He came. Now, He came like a room going quiet when it had been noisy a moment before. And that feeling told me more than any spreadsheet could, right? So that investment has not lost me money, but the financial return isn't what I remember most. It is nice, of course. What I remember is that it came with something harder to put a number on, and that is access to educational events, gatherings with people who knew things I didn't, and conversation that widened how I thought about money entirely. It was great, still is. Now I walked in looking for a return, and I came out with considerably more than that. Thank you, God. Stillness before the decisions and not afterwards. Friends, what financial decision are you currently making in motion? The one you're turning over while distracted? While juggling the bread and the milk and the resident snacks and the free stack trays? That's just the metaphor I'm giving. The one you haven't stopped long enough to bring to God. Here's an idea. This week, before you move on it, just stop. Just give 5 minutes. Ask God for peace. Now, it doesn't have to be guaranteed. It's just peace. If it doesn't come, don't move. If it does, please move with confidence. You can do it. The balloons will still be there when you're done. And my head chef looked at the croissants on the floor and said, don't worry. And she warmed another batch. Thank you. That's grace. It's quiet, it's unannounced, it's offered on an ordinary morning to someone who didn't deserve it. That's me. So be still and know. And that's my message of hope for today. Thanks for joining me. Looks like it's going to be another good sunny day. You take care of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the videos. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.